Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. I'm friends with Coco Gauff and cried after gruesome Sabalenka loss. Now on next US star making run at French Open. Robin Montgomery is not leaving Paris early. The 20-year-old American, who is appearing in her first ever French Open main draw, secured her place in the second round by sending home hero Diane Parry home with a 6-2, 6-1 win on Monday. Montgomery dominated during the contest, winning 5 of her 7 break points, dropping just 3 games and serving down 5 aces in her win. It's a victory she'll hope she can use to elevate her status at Roland Garros, as she continues to climb up the rankings. Up next for her is Jessica Buses-Monero, who recently dismantled world No. 9 and fellow American Emma Navarro. They are set to face off on Court 12 on Thursday at around 11:10 a.m. BST, 6:10 a.m. ET. The U.S. sensation is ranked 115 in the world and made her debut 5 years ago as a 15-year-old at the U.S. Open. Since then, she's amassed over $1 million in prize money. Montgomery is well known within the American tennis scene, catching the eye when she won the U.S. Open Junior Singles title in 2021. She followed that victory up a few hours later with the junior doubles title when she and partner Ashlyn Kruger defeated Reese Brantmeyer and Elvina Kalieva in 3 sets. It meant she became the first person to win both titles in New York since Michaela Krajicek in 2004. Montgomery first began to make some noise on the professional tour in 2023. She was able to qualify for the Austin Open early that year and also earned her first WTA 1000 win when she defeated Anna Bogdan. In 2024, she faced her toughest challenge yet, and one that she still remembers to this day. It was Aryna Sabalenka in the 3rd round of the Miami Open. It took Sabalenka 2.5 hours to beat Montgomery, edging her in a 6-1, 6-7-5, 6-4 victory, and one that demonstrated to the then teen where her level was at. It was a very close match, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit of where my level is and what I can actually do, Montgomery told Clay Tennis. I was pretty knowing that I was that close, and it was just a few shots here and there that cost me the match. Didn't feel great. She even admitted to crying after that loss, as she described how devastating it was to come so close to winning. I was crying. I called my childhood coach, and he was like, relax, and I'm like, no, screw this. But yeah, it was a stinger. But it does happen for a reason, she added. It's gruesome, I would say. She hits the ball very big, very hard, and you have to always be ready for anything. When you play against her, it sometimes feels like you're already on defense, even before the point starts. It's very tough. She's a top player. The best nowadays. Montgomery is also friends with fellow American tennis star Coco Gauff, saying she grew up with the 2023 U.S. Open winner. We are friends. When we see each other at tournaments, we talk. We go out to dinner. That's pretty much it. But I'd say we're friends, she said. We grew up together, both chasing similar goals since young. I've known her since I was 9. We had our first USDA camp together, so we've known each other for a long time. Montgomery will be focused on forging her own path in tennis, and this year's French Open gives her that chance. The added bonus is that it's on a surface she enjoys playing on. I do have good results on clay, so I'd probably enjoy it and play better than most American players on clay. Montgomery said, from tears to triumph. My journey from Coco's friend to America's next tennis hope. I still remember the exact moment I cried. It was that night in New York, the air thick with anticipation, the Arthur Ashe Stadium lights blinding, the roar of the crowd still echoing in my ears. I wasn't even the one on court. But when Aryna Sabalenka let out her guttural cry of victory and Coco Gauff stood frozen, racket by her side, something broke inside me. My best friend had just lost one of the most brutal matches I'd ever witnessed. And I cried. Not just because Coco lost, but because I knew what it meant. I knew the weight of it. The pressure. The expectation. The media narratives. The way the whole country had pinned their hopes on her. And, in a way, on all of us, the new wave of American tennis. She carried it gracefully, but I saw the pain in her eyes. And it haunted me. That night, I promised myself something. I wouldn't just be the girl cheering from the sidelines. I would become the girl fighting on center court. Before the storm. People often assume I'm riding on Coco's coattails. Oh, you're her friend, right? They say, like that's my entire resume. But what they don't see are the years I spent grinding it out on the junior circuit, the 6 a.m. training sessions, the torn ligaments, the lonely hotel rooms in cities I couldn't pronounce. Coco and I met at a USDA training camp when we were 12. Even then, she had that energy, the fire, the confidence, the command of attention. We clicked instantly, bonding over Serena highlights, Sour Patch Kids, and who could outsprint whom in suicides. We were both dreamers, but Coco's star rose faster, and I clapped the loudest from the stands. I watched as she beat Venus at Wimbledon, as she made slam quarterfinals, then semis, then that fateful final in New York. All the while, I kept working, in shadows, with whispers of next up following me like a ghost I couldn't shake. The Sabalenka match, a turning point. That semifinal match was war. Sabalenka wasn't just hitting winners, she was throwing daggers. Coco fought like hell. Every point was a battle of wills. I could barely watch. Yeah, I couldn't look away. The final set felt like slow-motion heartbreak. Afterward, I found her in the locker room, still in her match kit, towel draped around her neck like a cape worn by a wounded superhero. "I gave everything," she said, voice barely a whisper. "I know," I said, tears blurring my vision. And in that moment, something shifted. I realized that greatness isn't just about winning titles. It's about resilience, about showing up after crushing defeat, about choosing to believe again. Roland Garros, my stage. Now, I'm the one in the spotlight. Coco is still in the draw, still a contender, still my sister in arms. But this time, the cameras are turning toward me. Ranked 73 entering Roland Garros. Nobody expected much. A lucky draw, some said. But there's nothing lucky about outlasting seeded players in back-to-back 5-set grinders. There's no luck in hitting 47 winners in a second-round upset against the no 12 seed, or saving 4 match points. With backhands down the line, I didn't even know I had in me. What they don't realize is, I've been building toward this moment for years. My game isn't flashy. I don't have Coco's jaw-dropping speed or Madison Keys' rocket forehand. But I've got grit. I've got feel. I've got patience. On clay, slow, methodical, soul-testing clay, I thrive. Each match at Roland Garros has been a revelation. The Parisian crowd is warming up to me, first with curiosity, now with affection. The chants echo, "Allez, l'Américain." I still FaceTime Coco every night. She sends goofy emojis and serious tips. "Watch out for that Czech girl's slice, it's sneakier than it looks." She's my scout, my hype squad, my North Star. Becoming the story. I woke up this morning to headlines calling me the surprise American breakout and the new darling of the red clay. One French newspaper called me La Revelation. Funny, I don't feel like a revelation. I feel like me. The same girl who grew up hitting balls against a garage door in Georgia, using masking tape to simulate the baseline. The same girl who idolized Serena and taped motivational quotes to her mirror. You have to believe in yourself when no one else does. But I'll admit, something inside me is changing. For the first time, I believe the hype might be real. I'm into the second week of a Grand Slam. The media zone is packed after each win. Reporters are asking about my training regimen, my childhood, my mental toughness. One even asked if I'd felt the torch being passed. That made me laugh. "I'm not ready to carry the torch," I said. "But I'll hold it for a while. America's next star. It's a heavy title. The next American star. It doesn't come with instruction manuals or guarantees. Just a flood of interviews, rising expectations, and a sudden awareness that little girls across the country are watching you now. I get messages every day. From junior players. From parents. From people who say they cried watching me win because it gave them hope. That's what Coco gave me. And now, somehow, I'm giving that to others. It's beautiful. And terrifying. But here's the truth. I don't want to be the next anyone. Not the next Coco. Not the next Serena. I want to be the first me. The road ahead. There are no easy matches left. The quarterfinal looms. Possibly against a top seed. I've watched their matches. Studied their patterns. But more than anything, I've reminded myself. They bleed just like me. My coach keeps me grounded. After my third round win, when I was buzzing with adrenaline and dopamine, he sat me down and said, "You're not done. Celebrate later. Eyes forward." He's right. The mission isn't over. The dream isn't finished. But whatever happens in Paris, whether I lift the trophy or fall short, This run has already changed me. Because now, when I walk onto court, I don't just see the opponent. I see the girl who once cried for her best friend. I see the teenager who believed before she had proof. I see the woman who's no longer hiding in the shadows. Final thoughts. I'm not here to replace anyone. I'm not here to ride anyone's wave. I'm here to make my own.